Every godforsaken day, I wake up and leave my house, and I see that somebody has left a single-serve cup of Lucky Charms on my corner. It's always got a spoon, it's always full of milk, and it's always barely eaten. It's kind of the opposite of Lucky the Leprechaun, who's always stealing kids' Lucky Charms. This person is always leaving Lucky Charms. The enigma of these Lucky Charms has plagued me like the mysterious origins of the Easter Island Moai statues. Who is leaving this single-serve cup? Why is it always Lucky Charms? It's open, full of milk, with a spoon, but barely touched. Do they like Lucky Charms, so they buy it every day? But if they like it, then why do they never eat it? And why do they always leave it on my corner? Why in God's name are they doing this to me? There's a high school nearby, so one must assume that the culprit is a student here. But I leave for work in the morning before their school starts, and it's already there on my way to the train. So they're not getting the Lucky Charms at school. I checked every bodega in a 4-block radius, and none of them had single-serve cups of Lucky Charms. None of them, except for one. So here is my working theory. They take the C train to school and get off at this stop. They buy the single-serve cup of Lucky Charms at this bodega, then walk this path to their school and leave the single-serve cup on this corner here. But that still leaves many questions unanswered. For one, where is the milk coming from? There has never once been a discarded milk container alongside it. Never once. And why is it never eaten? Now, I could see some scenario where some student's parent gives them a single-serve cup of cereal on the way out the door and tells them that they need to eat breakfast. But if that was the case, then they could just throw it away as soon as they left the house. This person is opening the single-serve cup of cereal, pouring the milk inside of it, putting the spoon in, and then leaving it on the street corner, basically untouched. As a matter of fact, I can't prove that they're not pouring the milk in and then not eating any of the cereal. A prospect which shakes me to my very core. I cannot continue until I solve this mystery, and I've concluded there's only one way to get to the bottom of this. I'm gonna stake out this corner and catch the Lucky Charms bandit in action. I woke up early and took my place across the street. I didn't have time to eat breakfast, so I myself brought a single-serve cup of Lucky Charms to tide myself over, and to put myself in the state of mind of the culprit. As I waited, I read about the history of Lucky Charms. Wikipedia says that they came from a challenge to product developers to use the available manufacturing infrastructure from General Mills' two main cereal products, Wheaties and Cheerios, and to make something new and unique. General Mills executive and fellow Minnesotan John Holohan came up with the concept for Lucky Charms after visiting a grocery store where he thought to mix Cheerios with bits of cut-up Brock's circus peanuts. Circus peanuts are disgusting. They're one of the least appetizing food products ever conceived. So we're all lucky that General Mills eventually decided to use the now iconic marshmallows instead. According to General Mills, these marshmallows are called Marbits, which they apparently thought was a good idea. The heart charm gives life to objects. The star charm gives the power of flight. And the rainbow charm gives the power to float, which is apparently different than flying. I honestly have no idea what any of this means. I think that General Mills went a little off the rails with their marketing of this cereal. In my research, I also uncovered a video that Pentatonics made about Lucky Charms, which it's just like, Jesus Christ, man.
Heart stars and horseshoes, Lucky Charms, clovers and balloons, Lucky. And daisy red balloons.
Even after having my soul wrenched from my body by the ghouls and Pentatonics, I had not spotted the Lucky Charms culprit. I had waited over an hour, and the nearby high school had clearly already started. What does this mean? Did they somehow get tipped off? Did they give up Lucky Charms? Are they in trouble? Well, as you can see, there is once again no more Lucky Charms today. The mystery deepens. There is apparently something called the observer effect, whereby when you observe a situation or phenomenon, you necessarily change that situation or phenomenon. Maybe that's what's happening here. There is an extra level of disappointment to not uncovering the identity of the person that keeps leaving the single-serve cup of Lucky Charms, and that is because tomorrow I am moving to Los Angeles. So now I may never find an answer to my questions. When most people move away from New York, they probably think back about their friends, the wild nights they had in the city, the electric energy of the Big Apple. But I'm leaving thinking about Lucky Charms. On the streets of LA, there are no single-serve cups of Lucky Charms to be seen. The street corners here are noticeably devoid of garbage of any kind. Yet I still cannot escape the fateful Marbits. I realize that I must come to terms with not finding an answer to my question. You'll notice that the kids never actually catch Lucky, and I too will never catch my adversary. The Lucky Charms mystery is a ballet that continues. All that I can do is press on and see what other mysteries await me here in my new home of Los Angeles. I look forward to making exciting new discoveries and hopefully getting to the bottom of some of them. Until next time.